Jack. Jack is dead, my friend. You can call me Joker.
Hello everyone, welcome to Scott Reviews Things in 4.5 minutes, and what am I looking at this time? I am looking at The Joker, the Clown Prince of Crime, trade paperback. This is from the comic books that came out between 1975 and 1976. There were 9 issues, and all of them are here in this compilation. And I must say, it was very, very refreshing and very, very cool just to read the Joker stories. There is no Batman in this story. None. And I think that was a very, very smart thing to do. Because if it was Batman in here, this would just be a Batman comic. But now we see the Joker outside of the Batman realm. And we see what he's like. And these comics are all over the place. And I mean that in a good way. Because the Joker is all over the place. Some of his crimes in these comics are planned. And then some of them are the spur of the moment. When he finds out that somebody thinks that Two-Face is a better criminal mind than him, he snaps. And he goes on a crime spree just to prove that he is a better criminal than Two-Face. And then somebody says that Lex Luthor is smarter than him. He goes on a crime wave. He actually switches his personality with Lex Luthor, and just to prove that he is still the king of crime, even with Lex Luthor's mind in his. And it's read the comic. I'm not doing that justice. And the great thing about this is we see him go up against criminals, and criminals versus criminals is always entertaining because you really don't know who to root for. They're both bad people. Like he goes up against major criminals, like Lex Luthor, as I said, and Catwoman and Scarecrow, and then he goes up against minor characters like Willie the Weeper and the Royal Flush Gang. I vaguely knew of the Royal Flush Gang, never heard of Willie the Weeper. But he goes up against these, and it's just really, it's just two evils going at each other. And of course, we have, then there's Green Arrow, he's in here, and the Creeper. So he also goes up against good guys. And like I said, it's just overall arcing. It's a great, fun comic. And we get the variations of the Joker through this, because he's been known as a prankster and a jokester, but also as a mass murderer. We get that in here. He outright kills people in these comics violently. He sets one on fire with a lighter, which I can't help think was the inspiration of the lighter scene in the Batman movie. But he knocks somebody on the head, throws him in an incinerator. But then other times he just lets people go. So you don't know what you're going to get from the Joker, and you don't know what you're going to get from these comics. And that is what makes these comics great. Now, the couple of bad things about these comics is, one, when you see villain on villain, you really think that one of them should kill the other one. Because villains have no codes like superheroes. So when it's a villain going against a villain, they always find out a way to get around it, where the police show up, or one villain escapes, or something. But you miss that it's like these are two bad people going against each other. One of them should be in the grave. We don't get that. And I understand why we don't get that, because he's going up against major villains. Maybe if there were more minor villains, or villains that were just introduced that he could kill, maybe that would have been a way to go. Also, these were made in the 70s, 75 and 76, and there are a lot of a lot of terms and phrases that we don't use nowadays, which are in here, which are kind of jarring when you're reading a comic, and then something so blatantly